Well, family, welcome back to Curious Creations. Happy 2025. Happy New Year. Hopefully 2024 was good to you and 2025 will be just that much better. To open the new year, what I wanted to do was open a new series. And in this series, I want to call it Qryus Carries. It's going to be an archive of my EDC collections. Why I carry EDC, what I carry, for what reasons, what kits I build. It's going to be a fun series. Hopefully you enjoy it. But with no further ado, I want to open you up to the very first episode of Qryus Carries. This is going to be my work carry. Family, I'm a retail leader, which is also why I've been kind of pausing on the videos over this last season. This is definitely our busiest season. We call it Q4. I find myself doing a number of different things any given day. No day is the same. So for that job, what I really want to do with an EDC collection is make sure that I'm knocking out some essentials that I want on my person at any given time. And for me today, what I'm going to show you is what I've been carrying for probably about the last 6 to 7 months. And it's always living on my person in my pockets. First things first, I want to show you that my pockets are highly accessible and pretty much open. That is also with those 4 essential items on my person at any time. So now in my left pocket, I carry 2 different things. 2 things in my left pocket are going to be a Sharpie style permanent marker and then a flashlight. Now I'll go in detail about the items here once we get into the studio, and I'll show you what I use and why I use it and why I enjoy it. But in my left pocket are those 2 items. Now in my right pocket, I carry 2 other items. Those items are an ink pen for writing and a pocket knife. Now, these are all resourceful tools, and it's a very simple carry. What's really cool about EDC is that it's completely up to you. You're in complete control. So the items that I carry are my choice, and let's talk a little bit more about my choices. All right, family, let's go ahead and break down this Qryus Carry. Now, I do want to acknowledge the fact that my studio is a little bit different from what you may have seen in the past. I've spread it out a little bit, made it a little bit larger so that I can do things like this, show off my collection, which gives me a lot more space to do so. And hopefully it makes it easier for you to enjoy these videos and this content. If you do like the content, please do like, subscribe below, and just jump in the comments. Tell me what you want to see in the future. But let's jump into the details of what I'm carrying to work every single day. So in this EDC collection, oftentimes what you'll find is someone's carrying a Sharpie style permanent marker. Now, this is the 3rd carry of my collection, I should say, at work. I started off with, well, maybe the 4th. I started off with a fine needle point, actually, Sharpie. But then I found that was a little bit too much like an ink pen, and it didn't give me the bold, legible print that I was looking for. So then I moved on to the regular Sharpie. It's a Sharpie, so it works. It's functional, fairly durable, doesn't dry out really fast. I liked it. Cool beans. Then I heard about the Milwaukee ink saw, and I fell in love with that one. That one's actually, I've got multiple of those, and those are part of different carry kits frequently. But this one I landed on because of the brand. I wanted to try something different. Now, with the Milwaukee ink saw, I was able to leave that cap off for multiple days. I want to say it was like maybe 3 or 4 days in my garage in the cold air, and then come back to that, and that sucker did not dry out. I have not put this one through that type of rigorous work, but I have left it cap off for at least 24 hours just to test whether or not it would dry out. And you could see some little drying on the tip there, but after just a little bit of usage, it was just fine. The reason I went with the TUL brand is because it's the brand that I love most for my ink pens. So I wanted to have some continuity between my marker and my pen. Also, the colorway matched really well with one of the pens that I was carrying, actually this one as well, on a regular basis. So I wanted to give that a shot. Very basic, fine point marker, very similar again to a Sharpie or Milwaukee ink saw. What it does is gives me the opportunity to mark on boxes, paper, in a bold and legible print. That's a lot easier to work with than a pen. Now, again, that was in my left pocket. Right alongside that is my flashlight. My flashlight of choice that I carry on a regular basis. Now, this isn't the first one that I begin to carry, but this is the one I fell in love with. This is the Coast G20. It's literally $10. Hey guys, let me interrupt real quick and say this much. Everything you find is going to be for most part budget. I am a frugal person. I'm not going to lie there. That's why I live in this DIY world. But I wanted to show you guys that you can have premium quality products for low prices that you can truly enjoy. So I'll put some descriptions in the comment below that will also take you to links where you can actually purchase these. And you'll see what those price points are currently. But I want to say the TUL marker I bought in a pack of maybe 5 to 10, somewhere around there. And that was in the $15 to $20 price range. So again, back to the flashlight. This flashlight, the Coast G20, is a $10 flashlight that you can find at Menards, Home Depot, Walmart, I believe. Um, where else have I seen it? I believe I saw it at Dick's Sporting Goods and a few other retail locations. But easy to come by. And what I really truly like about it is that it's not incredibly bright. It's really easy to function in and out, basic function, one mode. And the best part for me is the fact that it has the focused beam. What the focused beam does for you is it gives you the ability to really narrow in on just what you want to see and not waste the light that's coming out. So having that focused lens is going to go straight to the point of what you're looking for. This is not a very bright light. I want to say that it's rated at somewhere around 100 lumens, if that. But it does the job. And often what I'm using this for is to get into dark spaces in my back room um, or into a trailer that has no lighting. And this gives me just what I need to see what I need. So it works really well for my purposes. What the other thing I really do enjoy about it, I mentioned already, is just the single push button. It's a nice soft rubber there, and it's a satisfying click. Does have a little bit of a fidget factor to it, but it's one mode, and I do also enjoy that. So there's no clicking through to get to something um, complicated that you'll find in a lot more premium flashlights. Doesn't require any programming. It's not rechargeable. It is simply ran on a collection of two AAA batteries. Now, a lot of folks are going after rechargeables. I'm not a fan for rechargeables in the EDC world. And the reason I'm not is because I want to take something with me that I can use almost at any given time and not have to wait for a charge. Yes, I have to find a battery, but it's a AAA battery, a battery you can find almost anywhere. Another feature of this flashlight here is these cutout grooves, which give you a little bit more control and precision carry. It's a comfortable flashlight altogether, so I'm not too concerned. It also has this clip here that can be flipped off, reversed, and you can clip it to a hat. But I never use it for that purpose. I use it just for my pocket clip. But again, that is my flashlight, the Coast G20. Also living in my left pocket with my marker. Now we'll switch over to the pen. What I find to be incredibly nice about the tool is that it's affordable. It's easy to replace with the refills. They're sizable refills. And like I said before, these are used EDC items. So you see this here, very little ink left. I've been using this for quite a while. And you can see also there's a lot of wear on it as well. But easy to replace refills. It's an all metal body. This one's aluminum. The only plastic on here is this little button that's on the clip that has a little retention nub on there. And honestly, that's the only downside for me in the tool pens altogether. That little nub has fallen off. And at that point, I kind of just don't want to carry the pen anymore. So I wish that they would have an alternative to that, something that's metal. I can understand why it's plastic. I can understand why they don't want it to snag and potentially bite into something, but I would love it if it wasn't plastic. Again, other than that, this is an all metal build, and I do enjoy it. It's taken a beating. It's in and out of my pocket hundreds of times every single day, and it does have a little bit of a fidget factor. The smooth build is actually nice to play with. What's also really awesome about this is one rendition of multiple different colorways that they provide. Now, I've got blue, black, a black and copper. I want to say I've got a red one, and they're all in a very similar design with the same clip, the same button system, same refills. They also come with, usually I want to say 3 refills in each pack. And those refills will also come in multiple colors. So I've got a red ink refill, I've got a blue ink refill, and a black ink refill for each pen that I have. Now, again, this is one that I've been carrying for a while now. I did carry another one before that, but I truly do enjoy this pen. The writing on it is just smooth. It is a gel-based pen, and I want to say it's a zero.7 or 0.07 millimeter point. They do have a needle point. I do have some of those pens, but they don't have that in the all-metal build. Um, but I also carry not only those, I have a ton of their plastic ones that are a lot more affordable. Now, this pen probably cost me somewhere between 17 and 18, 17 to $20. And to get the other models as well, most of them were in a similar price point. Think I found some as low as 11. But again, in the description below, you'll find this pen, where I got it from, how much it cost, and you'll be able to buy one yourself and give it a shot. Now, I've tried multiple pens. I've tried this, I've tried Sharpies, Pentec, you name it. I've tried a lot of your budget pens. Now, this one for me was more of an upgrade into a more quality product that I could really beat up and use every single day. And I found that it just feels best. It writes really well. No matter what the ink level is in the cartridge, it writes really smooth. The fact that it's all metal build is in my pocket all the time. It's durable. I'm like I said, I'm in and out of trailers. I'm working with my hands, heavy boxes, bumping up against things. And yes, it does wear, but this sucker is just as solid as the day I bought it. Again, just a huge fan of the TUL brand name. That's my pen. Living in my right pocket next to my pen, let's talk about the Ozark Trail D2 still, what folks are typically calling the bug out killer, or the fake out. It's really built and modeled after that very popular knife, the bug out. Benchmade bug out is obviously going to be somewhere over the $100 price point, while this guy comes in at $10. What I find that's really enjoyable about it is, yeah, it's Ozark Trail, yeah, it's Walmart, but the features that it has are well made and they feel high quality. So it's got a deep carry pocket clip. Once this is in my pocket, the only exposed piece there is going to be just this little nub there. It also has a lanyard loop. This one is the first rendition. They silently put out another model that has a little bit different handle scale material, and it also is a ambi carry, giving you a reversible pocket clip. But other than that, they're both the same. And I do have that knife. Maybe I'll show you guys on a future episode of Qryus Carries. The blade still is D2, made in China. The action is great because it's sitting on bearings in that pivot there, and it's a crossbar lock. So it's really comfortable, really easy. And what I like about the crossbar lock is that it completely isolates the blade in a locked out position. But then when you pull that, gravity does the work, and that knife freely pivots in that space. Now, with a ball bearing, obviously, this isn't something that you're going to want to throw around in the dirt and end up getting dirt packed into there. This is something I'm using indoors on a regular basis. Now, I have cleaned this blade up just a little bit, but you can again see that there's quite a bit of wear on the blade. That being said, it's a coated blade, and the wear is honestly only on the paint or the coat. That you don't see any of that wear on the handles, and you might see a little bit of wear on the crossbar lock. I enjoy it. Talking about the quality from it. I mean, it's the action. The action's fantastic. It's injection molded plastic handles are probably the one space where they definitely cut costs the most. I would love to see this in a G10 if Ozark Trail wanted to invest just a little bit more. I feel like the following that they've gotten online gives them the ability to potentially come out with a second model that would enhance or upgrade that handle material. The new one, again, is identical build with just a simple cutout for the belt clip and then a different material. It's a lighter orange, a brighter orange, and it's got a little bit more texture to it, so it's a little easier to hold on to. But great action, And I'm not left-handed, I'm right-hand dominant, but I can do everything I need to do with my left hand if necessary. The pivot is fantastic. The liner on the inside is a still liner, and it does go the length of the entire handle, which is different from the Benchmade bug out. The bug out typically has an embedded liner that comes about halfway up, and then sort of disappears, and then it relies on these spacers, which gives it a weak point in the middle. This is actually quite solid, which is also going to make it a little bit thicker than the Benchmade bug out. But if you guys are watching reviews and videos and torture tests online of this knife, it's performed pretty well. It does have some wear issues as far as not being something that's going to be incredibly wear resistant. But for what I'm using it for every single day for $10, you can't mess up, truthfully. As we dig in a little bit deeper with Qryus Carries, you'll see a lot more of the knives that I carry. And again, I am not showing you guys anything that is out of reach. I'm showing you guys budget material, budget items, items that you can easily go out and get. And in fact, I'll drop them in the comments below so you can find them yourself. So again, talking about the EDC collection that I'm carrying with myself at work in my left pocket, I've got a Sharpie alternative, the TUL Permanent Marker, right alongside my G20 from Coast flashlight. And again, that flashlight has a focused beam, and it's probably somewhere around 100 lumens. I want to say maybe 80 to 100. Then I've got a TUL ink pen. It's a gel pen, 0.07 point on it, all metal build. It's definitely worn, but not worn out. And then I've got my $10 Ozark Trail fake out, if you guys want to call it that, the knife from Ozark Trail. That is what I carry on my person. Now, in episode number 2 of Qryus Carries, I'm going to dig in a little bit more to what EDC is, what you should probably be doing with EDC, how to not go too far in the EDC world, and then how to build kits. Hopefully you enjoyed this content. Hopefully you got something out of it. And if you did, please do like and subscribe below. Jump in the comments, tell me what you want to see, tell me what kind of items you might want to see me display. If I have them, I will show them. If I don't have them, I will make an attempt to get them. Remember, this is going to be a budget channel. It's not something I'm spending a ton of money to go out there and get. None of these items are sponsored, unless somebody out there sees this and wants to sponsor me, but I bought them all with my own money. I'm just excited to show you the resourcefulness of these tools and how I carry them. So again, thanks for joining me. Thanks for checking out the new studio, and hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you come back for more. And if you want to see a little bit more of what else I've done, check this video out right here.